By now you must have heard about the buzz around the idea of metaverse. Metaverse is a set of technologies based on augmented virtual realities, which is something the Facebook's parent company Meta is now investing in. The idea has taken off in China with a major interest in developing metaverse technologies, whether it is on the iOS store or other related solutions, and the Chinese investors are pouring money into the idea. The clampdown on technology companies last year has had a major impact on companies like New Oriental, which is a tutoring company in China. That company has lost almost $907 million by now. That company is now trying to pivot towards a new business which is based on live streaming and other ideas of e-commerce, but that company has had to completely abandon its tutoring business, and there are thousands of companies like that in this space which had to give up on their original business because of the crackdown. Though it may appear that the regulation of data and data privacy in China is a campaign which is similar to what is happening in Europe, but we cannot deny the fact that there was a broader campaign to control certain entrepreneurs like Jack Ma, and that campaign is directly tied to the political developments within China where she is seeking the third term. So therefore, the broader campaign to control the data and overall technology industry was unrolled in 2021, but now what we are seeing is that with metaverse and other new technologies that entrepreneurs once again want to invest and grow, they are going to face similar challenges as the previous entrepreneurs have, though the rules of the game have been set now with the kind of regulations which were announced last year. But this also reveals a tension between the leadership's idea for the way the technology companies should operate versus how the entrepreneurs see themselves growing in this space. And there are multiple fraud also happening with the metaverse kind of technologies, but that is not stopping companies from investing in the idea. The industry around metaverse could be as big as $8 trillion in China, and that is how these companies are trying to pivot themselves vis-a-vis the new future that is emerging from the kind of AR or VR related technologies. Though the companies are quite clear on the fact that they will somehow work with the regulations, but they would be willing to bend the rules, as we have seen in the past, with the gilded age in the Chinese technologies affair. There has been quite a bit of back and forth where companies figure out how to bend the rules, and sometimes they find the right people to make sure they remain in business. But this itself is not going to be as easy in this particular period, as Xi Jinping has tried to bring down as hard as possible onto the technology companies, and he has ensured that there isn't any room for maneuver for other entrepreneurs like Jack Ma or the princelings who are independent on their own and who can actually influence the technology companies by taking a stake in the company. So the princelings have had in the past a major influence in the way the Chinese technology companies operate, and that has given a political space within the Chinese system to certain individuals who can challenge the top leadership. But Xi Jinping is now trying to ensure that that challenge does not remain. So therefore, this whole tech and money game is not just alone on its own, it's a very much played in the political space. So therefore, we have to look at the political implications of the way metaverse develops. Though people are calling metaverse a kind of a Chinese characteristics based Sinoverse, and that is how metaverse will develop, but we'll have to see how this conflict develops over time.